This month we have been talking work-life balance. So today I have a special guest with me. You may remember her from my Friday Vibes Business Spotlight. This is Denise. So Denise, tell us a little bit about yourself and what it is that you do.
Hi there, I'm Denise Eckert and I'm the owner of Balance Me, and I'm in the process of launching a course which includes coaching as well for people, mainly women, entrepreneurs in burnout. So it goes through all the different, goes through a little bit of theory of burnout, and then it goes into looking, within yourself what's important to you and becoming more aware of what you do and what's important to you. And then sort of introducing people to different tools that they can use. So their little burnout toolbox or their stress toolbox, whatever. So yes, I'm looking forward to launching that, and that's going to be in the next couple of days.
Awesome. So Denise is the perfect person to talk with us today about work-life balance because it's what she does. So we were talking a little bit before, and some people think that the work-life balance doesn't exist because they don't know how to differentiate the two or combine the two. So Denise is going to help us with that today. So Denise, why do you think it's important to have the work-life balance?
Well, if you constantly work, you burn yourself out. And then you become unproductive, you become unsocial, you become irritated, overwhelmed. Like, it's just one bad thing after another.
Domino effect.
Exactly. And basically, in the end, you become unproductive.
Right.
It doesn't matter what you do, whether it's in your personal life or if it's in your work life. So, that's the importance of that. And as I said before we were talking, awareness is the biggest factor. Whether, you realize you're at that point of becoming aware that you're overworking. And I hate to say this, but you need to treat your life as a work project as well.
Right.
So just say you're going to take your kids sledding. Put it on your calendar.
Right.
Take that time off. Shut your phone off. You got to think of the things that are important to you. And at the end of our life journey here, it's not, I checked all my emails.
Right.
So you've got to take that balance. And yes, what I teach a lot of people is how to become more productive in a shorter period of time. So when you do a project, whether it's personal or whether it's at work, that you get yourself focused on what you're doing. Or if it's a fun thing, like you're going out tobogganing, put that time aside, have that fun, and you do have to become a little more strict with yourself.
I think that's the problem too, right? Because we're just, especially for entrepreneurs, because we don't take the time to separate the two, right? Like our life just becomes entwined with our work.
And it's got to.
Yeah.
It does have to, because that's the fun of being an entrepreneur.
Right.
You've got that freedom. You can drop your kids off at school, you can run home, do a couple little projects, you can go out to a book club,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Different, that integration, and that's where you need to set boundaries with that as well. You need to figure out what's important to you. Okay, for instance, I know you've got kids, so if someone comes up to you and says, we're looking for a coach for soccer or for whatever, right? And what's important to you? Like, is spending time with your kids important to you? Is getting out in the community and getting exercise important to you? Or are they asking you to coach a team where you have no ties to? There's, no kids on your...
Right.
So, and I've done it. I've coached teams where I didn't know any of the kids and I loved it. But, how important is that to you? And especially a lot of women, we take on so much.
Yeah.
And in reality, we can't do all that.
Right.
So that's a big thing too. It's balancing the tasks that you take on, that you commit yourself to, that you get finished. And in these tasks, there should be play, time for joy, what's important to you, like family, friends. If you enjoy going to see concerts, that's important to you. So set that time aside.
Because it's about, and also setting boundaries too, like you're saying, right? Learn to say no.
Exactly. And that's one of the hardest things sometimes, because some people, they weasel their way in with their project, and then you're like, oh no, I don't have time for this.
Yeah. How did I get myself into this?
Exactly.
It's Christmas. I don't want to be doing this.
And what a great mentor of mine taught me was you basically do your 3 pillars.
Okay.
What's important to you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so my work is important to me. My social time is important to me. And you sort of figure out what's important to you. So some task comes in, oh, do you want to be involved in, organizing this Broadway production downtown Barrie?
Right.
Well, is it important to me? Like, is it something that I feel about? Okay, so one of the things that is important to me is meeting new people, becoming more involved in the community. So yes, doing something like that would be important to me.
Right.
Something
that you value.
Exactly, and it sounds very selfish, but you only have 24 hours in a day, and they're yours.
Right. And that's the thing too, right? People make time for what they value.
Yes, exactly, and you've got to treat your values, like especially your personal ones, with as much respect as your work.
Right.
And that's really, really important, because a lot of people, especially entrepreneurs, like, it's fine to do it once in a while. I'm saying, okay, if you're working on a big project or you got a big photo shoot, you're not going to go, okay, we have to leave right now, I'm going tobogganing.
Right.
But, you can put it off for half an hour, but still be committed to the fun.
Right, exactly.
And I mean, I know kids of entrepreneurs, they're like, oh yeah, mom's working again, right?
We ain't going anywhere.
Yeah. But it's something that you've got to become more aware of,
right.
And that's the big thing. There's a lot of different tools you can use. Like, one of the things I use is called the Wheel of Life. I can do up a quick PDF and put it in the comments here.
Okay.
And what it does is it just shows you, family, friends, money, work, all the different things that sort of, combine to create your life.
Right.
And what you do is basically, I'll put some instructions in it.
Okay.
But with, for money, is that the most important thing in your world?
Right.
I mean, as I get older, I'm looking at downsizing myself. I don't need the big fancy house and the big fancy car. I would rather take my money and travel.
Exactly.
So travel for me is more important than, the big house. But some people, still want the big house and the nice car and blah, blah, blah. So this Wheel of Life, what it does is it goes through what's important in your world. And then you put it on a scale from 1 to 10. And from there, what you do is you look at, do I need to do work in this area?
Right.
And a lot of entrepreneurs, I mean, we all get stuck in that hamster wheel where we don't lead a balanced life. It's all work or something to do with work.
Right.
Even if you just go out and go to the Christmas festival.
Right.
And just start off slowly, like make a list of the things you like to do and make time for them.
Exactly.
So
you've given us a lot of tips and tools and resources that you're going to be putting up for us. But what would you say to people who are wanting to find that work-life balance? What would be the number 1 tip for them?
Really look at what's important to you. I mean, if family is important to you and you're never spending time with your family, well, that's where you need to make that adjustment.
Right.
So it is, you can use the Wheel of Life for this. It is figuring out what you want and doing that adjustment, and believe me, if you're not there to check the emails at 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, your business will still be viable, right?
Yeah.
And that's the thing too. I mean, you have to do more of a time blocking, and if you block time for, I'm doing emails from 9 to 9:30 this morning.
Right.
And I will check them again at 4 to 4:30 in the afternoon. And then, I mean, how many people sit there having their emails on their phone and it just breaks their concentration of whatever else they're doing? Or even if they are out with friends, it breaks that fun time, right?
Right.
And that's where you really need to set those boundaries. You are out having fun. Work should not be involved.
I'm guilty of that. I do that.
We all do. I mean, I went up north for a couple of days for Christmas, and I did not bring my computer, and I did not do work.
Nice.
And it was a bit of a...
Adjustment?
Yes. And I brought a few fiction books up, and I just couldn't get into it. Next thing you know, I'm reading a time management book or whatever it was,
Yeah.
that it was like, you know, it's hard to do. And, I mean, even if, you know, if people want to just practice a little at a time, you know, just say, Sunday's my time.
Right.
Just even doing something like that,
Mm-hmm.
and there is no work involved. You know, just setting that time, and then you start training yourself.
Right.
Because you start enjoying it.
Yeah.
You know, and it's really hard at the beginning because you do feel guilty.
Right.
And that just makes things worse.
Yeah. You're like, oh, me time? No.
So yeah, so basically, I mean, you figure out what your whys are, what's important to you, and then after that, you become more aware.
Right.
And, you know, whether you set time aside for the things that are important to you, because, I mean, work cannot be the only thing. And you do have to balance your life.
Exactly.
So, and yeah, so I will put the Wheel of Life in a PDF below in the comments here.
Awesome.
People can take a look at what I'm talking about.
Awesome. And Denise, I know that you are online, so where can they find you? What is your Facebook, email, or website?
It's Balance Me Coaching, I believe. Yeah. So, or Denise Eckert is the same.
Yeah, and I did link it, so when you look at the video, you'll see her page, so you guys can check it out. So thank you again for being on with me.
Thank you.
And I hope you guys found this useful, because I did, and great tips she provided for us, and I'm looking forward to seeing the wheel. Everybody take advantage of that. So everybody have a great day, and we'll see you later. Bye.
Bye-bye.